Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on a journey, really, stepping into some ancient wisdom.
That's right. And it's amazing how relevant it still feels, isn't it?
Totally. We're focusing on the Aṭṭhaka-nipāta. That's the 8-verse section from the Theragāthā.
Or verses of the elder monks. And these are, well, they're really concise, almost poetic verses.
Attributed to some revered Buddhist elders, Mahākaccāyana, Sirimito, Mahapanthako, names you might know.
And our mission essentially is to dig out those practical nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah, find the takeaways that actually give you a shortcut to understanding these ideas, because honestly, there are some surprising aha moments in here.
Absolutely. You see how these ancient thoughts can really help navigate, well, today, all its complexity.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Let's unpack this first bit. There's a common thread you see running through these early verses. It's about how we engage with the world, what actually leads to fulfillment. And it starts with a warning that's, well, kind of surprising.
It really is. The first verse we're looking at, TH 494, it cautions against things you might think are fine, or even good.
Like what?
Like being overeager, or getting caught up in much work.
Much work. That hits home in our hustle culture.
Right, and getting too entangled with people, or craving flavors. The text uses rasandagito, greedy, for taste.
So simple pleasures, even hard work, can be snares.
That's the insight. They can pull you away from your real purpose, your welfare. It's a warning, sort of, against getting overwhelmed by your own activity.
Wow, and it doesn't stop there. This detachment idea, it extends even to praise, something we all kind of seek, right?
Oh, absolutely. But TH 495 takes this really counterintuitive stance. It compares veneration and praise from families to mud, and even worse, a subtle, hard-to-remove dart.
A dart, like a wound. That's harsh.
It is. And it specifically says honor is hard for a kaporisa, a cowardly or worthless person, to give up. Praise is a painful obstacle.
Okay, so if praise is mud, if it's a dart, where do we find our value? What's the alternative?
Well, TH 496 points inward. It stresses personal responsibility. Don't do wrong just because someone else suggests it.
Right.
It says actions are like relatives. Kamabonju haitia. They're inherently connected to you. They stick around.
Like inescapable family. Your deeds follow you.
Exactly. And that leads straight into TH 497, which tackles self-worth head on.
How so?
It says you're not a thief or a sage because others say so. Simple as that.
Okay.
But rather, how you know yourself, even gods know you that way.
Yeah.
It's all about that internal compass, that self-knowledge, not external labels.
So the aha moment is, forget what others think, know yourself. That's the real measure.
Precisely. And having that internal clarity, that's actually the key to peace, according to the next verse, TH 498.
Peace. How does that work?
It offers this really tranquil thought. Others don't know we are perishing here.
Yeah.
Most people don't grasp impermanence.
Okay.
Those who do know, quarrels cease for them. Just understanding that things are transient. It dissolves conflict.
That makes sense. If you see the bigger picture, the small squabbles fade away. It's about focusing on what lasts.
And that brings us to TH 499, which really redefines what it means to live.
Go on.
It says, a wise person, sapaññaño, lives even without wealth.
Right.
A wealthy person without wisdom does not truly live. Existence isn't just breathing, it's about wisdom.
So wisdom is the real wealth. A wise person is rich even if they're poor, but a wealthy person without wisdom is just existing.
Kind of, yeah. Not truly living. The surprising nugget is that wisdom is the ultimate currency, not money.
Okay, but does that mean just retreating, ignoring everything?
No, not at all. TH 500 clarifies that. It says, sure, you hear everything and see everything, but a wise person, Diro, should not discard all that is seen or heard. It's about critical engagement.
Discernment.
Exactly. You process things, you observe, but you don't just blindly accept or reject everything. You choose wisely what to engage with.
Which feels incredibly relevant now, with information overload everywhere.
Absolutely. The core message across these verses is focus on your inner state, your wisdom, not just external stuff or fleeting things. It's surprisingly practical advice.
Okay, but this next verse, TH 501, this one feels, I don't know, really different, almost cryptic.
Ah, yes. The one about strategic wisdom.
Yeah. It says to be like a blind person with eyes, deaf with ears, mute with speech, weak with strength. What's that about?
It's quite a striking image.
And then it adds, when a purpose arises, lie down like dead. Saitha matasaye kanti, lie down like dead.
It does raise questions, doesn't it? What does that actually mean? This apparent inactivity, this non-reactivity.
Is it humility? Conserving energy? or something else?
I think it points to a profound inner stillness.
Yeah.
Mastery of self-control, not jumping at every little thing.
So appearing disengaged.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Until there's a real meaningful reason to act. It's like strategic stillness, conserving your energy, mental and emotional, and then acting with precision deliberately when it counts, not just getting swept along.
Strategic stillness. I like that. Okay, so if that's how we navigate the world, what about our inner world? How do we build a resilient, peaceful mind?
For that, we can look to Elder Mahakachayana. His verses offer a pretty clear blueprint.
Right. Verses T8502 to 506, he lists qualities ensuring one does not sorrow after passing away. What are they?
Well, he repeats them, which shows their importance. Things like being free from anger, akahana,
Okay, that makes sense.
and free from ill will or resentment, anupanahi, also free from deceit, amayo, and free from slander or backbiting, ritaptuo. Basic foundations for inner peace, really.
Sounds crucial. Any others?
Yes, he also mentions a monk, or by extension, any practitioner having guarded senses, being mindful of what you take in.
Right, let we discuss with TA500.
Exactly. Plus, maintaining good conduct, kalisilo, cultivating good friends, tayatsmito, and having good wisdom, kayapanyo.
It feels like a whole package deal for a tranquil mind.
It really is. And if you connect the dots, these aren't just lofty ideals for monks somewhere. They're actionable qualities.
For anyone.
For anyone seeking less suffering, more peace, it's a holistic approach. You actively cultivate these things. Inner peace isn't just luck. It's built on these virtues.
Actively cultivating. Okay, now let's bring in Elder Ciramito. He seems to offer a different angle, redefining what a rich life even means.
He really does. He talks about what makes a person not poor.
Not poor. Intriguing. What are his pillars for that? This is in TH 507 to 509, right?
That's right. 4 main things. First, unwavering faith, well established in the Tathagata, meaning the Buddha.
So faith is number 1.
Then second, good conduct, noble, praised. Similar to Mahakayana's point.
Okay, faith and conduct. What else?
Third is serene confidence in the Sangha, the community of practitioners. And fourth, a straightforward view.
Confidence in the community and a straightforward view.
Yeah.
So again, these are all inner qualities. Nothing material here.
Absolutely nothing material. And his conclusion is powerful. He says, someone with these 4 things is called not poor, adathito.
Badaido, not poor.
And crucially, their life is not vain, amogantasa jivite. It has meaning, purpose.
A life that's not vain.
Wow. So the call to action is clear. Therefore, a wise person, Medavi, should practice these 4 things: faith, conduct, confidence, understanding the Dhamma, remembering the teaching.
It just completely reframes wealth and success, doesn't it?
Totally flips it. True richness, a life that's not vain, comes from these deep inner qualities, not your bank balance or status. That's the real takeaway from Ciramito.
Okay, this is fascinating. We've had principles, warnings, definitions, but now things get really personal, right, with Elder Mahanthako's story.
Yes, this is where we see these ideas in action, in a life transformed. It's quite a narrative.
Spanning verses TH 510 to 517, where does it begin?
It starts with this profound sense of urgency. The Pali word is sadavego. It hit him when he saw the fearless teacher, the Buddha, Satharakutabhat.
Savego. Like a spiritual shock.
Something like that. A powerful realization that spurred him to act. And act radically.
How radical.
Well, he abandoned everything. Son and wife, wealth and grain, shaved his head, put on the robe, and walked away into homelessness.
Walked away. That's the detachment principle in extreme practice.
Exactly. A massive act of letting go, driven by that initial urgency.
So what was his path like after that?
Intense discipline. The verses say he was accomplished in precepts and livelihood, well-restrained in senses, always honoring the Buddha, living unconquered. It really paints a picture of total dedication.
Unconquered, meaning by his own desires or distractions.
Precisely. But the most striking part, for me, is his vow in TH 514.
What was the vow?
He vowed not to sit even for a moment with the arrow of craving unextracted.
Wow, not even for a moment.
Think about that commitment, the arrow of craving tasala. He refused to tolerate that root of suffering within him, even briefly. That's profound resolve.
It's visceral, isn't it? An arrow you need to pull out immediately.
Absolutely. And his diligence paid off. The verses describe the result of his energy and effort, virya parakame.
Which was?
He attained the 3 knowledges, the tiso vijaya. Traditionally, that's remembering past lives, the divine eye or clairvoyance, And the ultimate one.
The knowledge that ends all defilements.
Exactly. Becoming an arahant. Completely liberated, no more inner taints.
So his story is proof, in a way, that this path works.
It's presented as a powerful testament, yeah, to the potential of applying these principles. His journey, okay, it's extreme for most of us, but it shows what's possible. Profound liberation through dedicated practice.
And the final image is him having dried up all craving, just sitting peacefully in meditation as the sun rises.
A state of complete peace and fulfillment achieved through that incredible effort and vow.
So, wrapping this up, what does this deep dive into the Anapato mean for us moving forward?
Well, we've covered a lot, from seeing through superficial things like praise.
Right, the mud and the dart.
To actively building those inner qualities makakaya stressed, like freedom from anger and ill will.
And understanding Siramira's definition of a life that's truly rich, not poor, not vain, based on faith, conduct, confidence, and view.
It's really a call to examine our own lives. Where are we caught by overeagerness? Where do we chase external validation? What inner qualities are we actually cultivating?
These ancient verses, they really do offer some sharp, practical guidance for today.
They absolutely do.
And it leaves us maybe with one final thought to chew on, inspired by Mahāpanthako.
His vow.
Yeah. That arrow of craving, what is that arrow in your own life? The thing that causes that inner discomfort, that suffering, that maybe you're unwilling to sit with, even for a moment. And what would it actually look like, feel like, to begin the process of extracting it?